It's the end of an era on comic book canon. That's right. The end of an era. Sounds very dramatic, but we got to grab the people in here. Give us some eyes here on a Thursday night. Y'all aren't ready for a Thursday night, but we are last show of 2023. As you all know, Sunday is New Year's Eve, so therefore it's much easier to do the last show on a week like this. As I've discussed many times with my good friend, partner in crime, and co-host of the show, Joseph.
That's me.
That's you. I mean, am I right? It's much easier to do this. We don't want to ruin people's plans because obviously everybody would cancel any special plans that they had with a significant other or family members, etc., to watch our show because we are the most popular show on YouTube.
Yeah, see, we didn't want to be responsible for anyone's spouse leaving them, girlfriend breaking up with them, boyfriend breaking up with them, kids resenting them. We didn't want any of that, so we decided can't do it on Christmas Eve. That would cause much too much turmoil in the family. New Year's Eve was a little bit, maybe, but we decided let's just do one in the middle of the week, Thursday, that will cover our end of year stuff, hit our fourth week for Fresh from the Comic Shop, and we've got a whole lot of news to talk about.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, especially about the canon. We don't talk about ourselves too much, even though we are the greatest live show ever on YouTube, probably the most popular. But we don't talk about each other or the show that much, nor ourselves, even though we have the charisma of a president, right? I see myself as a regular day Barack Obama. Everybody just, I'm just charring the pants off of people. And you as well, Joe. So, but again, we're very humble when it comes to these things, but we're going to talk about the canon and we're going to talk about the future of the canon as well. So with that being said, that is part of our news, but we have a big deal news story. We joke around a lot, we know, but this is a big deal kind of news. And Joe, you're just going to lead this off right now. Yeah. As we get to it and trying to see what your thoughts are in the community. We probably know what your thoughts are. But Joe, let's just start it off right now. How about that?
Yeah. So, a lot has come out in the last week and a half regarding what is kind of being labeled as the CGC reholder scandal. Basically, the newsstand 9.9 newsstand on Instagram kind of broke this story. He was the first one that was really putting all the information out there initially regarding the sale of an ASM 252 that was believed to have been reholdered in a fraudulent way so that the book inside was not the original book that was graded. This was a Mark Jeweler variant of the book. Basically what happened, there was a major sale and some people kind of were a little bit sketched out because there was a recent sale with the same number and there was a different label. And once pictures of those two books, just to rewind for a second, a book can have a different label. This one had a custom label. They could be reholdered at any time, especially adding the custom label, fixing a crack, fixing a scuff, whatever it may be. And of course, it would have the same registration number. But what people noticed viewing these two pictures is the label wasn't the only thing that was different. The book itself was different. It had a different wrap on it. You could tell it was not centered the same way. It was a completely different book in the slab with the same registration number. So some research was done on the seller and previous sales of that book, and it led people down a trail of breadcrumbs. That trail of breadcrumbs opened people up to realizing that this seller has not just done that with this book. However they've done it, there's a bunch of speculation about them getting it reholdered, but having cracked it in the first place and sliding something out. There's also been speculation and actually examples shown of people heating up a CGC slab and actually being able to open it and then reseal it, which was hard to detect. I wouldn't say undetectable, but harder to detect. It seems that this seller had been doing so for quite a while. They've been selling on eBay for, I think someone said 11 years. I believe that's the timeline here. and they have sold tons and tons of slabs. That has all led this seller to change their eBay name, change their Instagram handle, delete their Instagram altogether. And that takes us up to today, where some more news was dropped. Jeff, did I miss anything in there that you wanted to
everything? And actually, there's a little bit more that you held back that we're gonna go over right now with a statement. Am I right?
Yeah. This is basically today. The honestly, probably like the biggest piece of this has dropped, and that's that CGC actually recognized this and put out a statement, which a lot of people were skeptical on, because a lot of people were raising the pitchforks, lighting the torches regarding CGC, talking about this is an issue with their quality control. It's CGC's fault. I've even heard situations where people were saying CGC is in on this, which
wow, okay, wow,
that's an accusation that could totally be possible, but I'm pretty sure that all the people that have said that are doing so without any evidence, and I don't believe that's the case. And you can believe what you want, but I don't believe that CGC is in on it.
That's really out there.
What does a company that big benefit from a maybe one bad actor at CGC, but how is that bad actor going to be coming across this one specific seller's books? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, a lot of people raising their pitchforks. One thing that's been noted, Pope at Chillytown really brought this up, is that yes, CGC's less than exemplary quality control definitely had a factor in this, but CGC is truly they're on the victim side of this. They're being taken advantage of.
I agree. Yeah.
Sure. Things that
it's a little bit lazy on their end too. Like,
totally. Yeah, they're not blame free, but let's be real. They're being victimized. This is going to be bad publicity for them. It's going to hurt their company. They're going to have to shell out, at least initially, a bunch of money to fix these problems.
Yeah, for sure. But let's just hear what they had to say. How about that?
Yeah, I think this is important to get into.
One interesting piece of nugget in here. I don't know, Joe, you want me to read it?
If you want.
Sure, why not? The Certified Collectibles Group, CGC, which includes Certified Guarantee Company, CGC, is aware of an incident involving an individual tampering with CGC Comics holders. Based on our initial review, we believe that the incident affects a few hundred comic books. That's a big deal, in my opinion. A few hundred is
that's at least, like, if they're acknowledging it's a few hundred, it could be more than that.
That's insane. Yeah. So they go on. If you purchase one of the books that this individual tampered with, we will ensure you are appropriately compensated for losses arising from any failures in our service. We expect to share a list of books that we believe are impacted as soon as possible. Right there, Joe. I don't know how the hell as soon as possible is going to be. Like, that is what they are going to have to do to figure this all out, which I don't even know if it's possible to be able to locate and find out all of these books. You know what I mean? It's insurmountable, it feels like. We have also retained a leading private investigative service and outside counsel to conduct a comprehensive review of this incident in our processes and to help ensure that this individual is held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. We have already made significant improvements on our processes as a result of this incident, and we will continue to take appropriate steps to help ensure that this type of incident does not happen again. We expect to share more information when we have it. In the meantime, if you have any questions or would like to share any information with CGC, please reach out to us at reportfraud@collectiblesgroup.com. That's pretty comprehensive. That's pretty well done in terms of their PR department kind of trying to rein this in a little bit at the very least.
Yeah, I said this was kind of my immediate thought and kind of what I've been talking to people about today. Because again, that news, that statement was dropped this morning. This is brand new as of today. So what I think about that statement is that was pretty much the best statement that we realistically were going to get. As far as a company admitting some fault in the matter, even though, obviously they weren't scamming people like this fraudulent person was, admitting their own shortcomings, promising not only to fix this for the future so it doesn't happen, but also to remedy the situation for all these people. That to me was the best. I would not have guessed that they would have said, yeah, we're gonna regrade those specific slabs, give you money back, whatever it may be. That was really, really above and beyond what I had expected, and truly what I think to be the best possible response we were going to get for them.
That is the best that they could have done at this moment. They have to dig themselves out of a major hole, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how they can continue on. I think they're owned by really smart people. You know what I mean? Not to say that they're not smart people, but BlackRock has invested in them and things like that. So they have the resources to bring the best people on to help them out with this. But again, it is messy as hell. And it's going to be interesting to see how they can continue to, the trust is broken big time right now. And trust is the biggest issue right here for them. So,
yeah. And there are people in this community, and there are people certainly saying in the chats like that they don't like graded books, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with keeping raw books. I keep, other than the major keys, I keep all my ASM books raw. My entire ASM collection is raw, so I can crack them open and read them anytime I want. But there are also pieces of history that I want to preserve and protect. And the truth of the market for comics is that graded books do sell for more typically on the market, especially
as of right now.
That coveted 9.8. Is that going to change in the future? It totally could. Is this going to change it? I don't think so, but it could change some amount, some members of the community's mind about grading, and that's fine. Anyone can kind of do what they want. And if you see CGC and their problems and you're not happy with that, there are other companies we should note. EGS, shout out to Tony Trombetta, great member of the community, does some great custom labels. And if they're not as well known as CGC, but they're a growing company. They put out a good product, and hopefully those other options are what make free markets a good thing. And certainly CGC right now has a grasp on that. And that could certainly open up in the future.
Yeah, I think it opens up more for competition for sure. So, but again, who's to say that they haven't been doing this with CBCS as well, and those types of things. Granted, I haven't seen the new. Actually, CBCS they piggybacked off this, put out that their case, it's really hard to do something like that with. So, anyways, by the way, yes, it was Blackstone, not
Blackstone, yeah.
My bad. Thank you, Mark Lineker, for always checking me and keeping me honest. Now, before we move on to the next news story, we did a bad thing. We got Chet waiting to say hello for this final show. Yeah, so Chet, take it away.
Yo, Jeff, Joe. Behold, the chariot of a comic book god. Santa finally coughed up this vintage Vespa for my undying devotion to being the best of the best in the comic book world. Now prepare for every street to be my red carpet, every stoplight my spotlight. Brace yourselves for the Chet Mobile's glorious purr. It's gonna drown out your petty babbling. Get ready for the ultimate flex, because this ain't your grandma's scooter. It's the two-wheeled herald of my literary dominance. Bow before the Vespa, boys. The reign of Chet has just kicked into high gear.
I mean, good for you, Chet. You look fantastic on that Vespa, by the way. And Santa delivered what you wanted. You were hanging out with Santa. The last episode was quite incredible. That's probably that's definitely the most famous guest we've ever had on the show. I mean, beats Tyler Mane by a little bit.
Yeah, that's not street legal. Dr. Plague says.
Yeah. So.
But just real quick before we move on, because a couple things came in the chat. Mark Lineker saying definitely an interesting January in the slabbing industry. I would imagine, due to kind of everything going down, that the amount of CGC submissions are going down, but I don't particularly know that if that's going to last. Is that going to be? There have been problems with CGC and CBCS that have come up in the last couple of years, and maybe they take a small hit for a while. Remember when CBCS lost like 300 books from someone. And they're still doing it. They came out with a new label recently. Remember when CGC upped the prices a bunch of times and everyone was like, oh, we're going to start using CBCS. Did that happen? No.
All these companies are still so ingrained. People are going to go with whatever company they're most comfortable with. But they are very much, as opposed to 20 years ago, they are very much ingrained in this community. They are looked at as a resource for trying to keep things honest. Granted, that's this goes against that. So we shall see. It's to be continued in 2024, but there's a lot to clean up from this. So
yeah. And one last thing, I promise we're going to get off this subject in a second because we did want to keep it brief because it's been talked to death. If you are someone who buys slabs, or if you are someone who sells slabs, make sure you kind of know where they're coming from. If you're buying slabs, look them over. I always look over books, in the slab and kind of see, like, I recently looked at a Bronze Age book that was a 9.6, and I looked it over, and to me, that book looked like a 7.5, 7.5, maybe 8.0. Did not look anything like a 9.6, and I didn't buy it for that reason. It was actually a good price for a 9.6, but I avoided it for that reason. Knowing who you're buying from, I'm actually going to start, because of this, at least temporarily, I'm going to start notating on which CGC books I personally submitted myself. Because if I'm keeping them, great, awesome. It's good to know that. If I'm selling them, though, I want to give people that security, knowing this was submitted by me. I know this is the grade CGC gave it. No one else has owned this slab. This is, it's got the 360 comic stamp of approval. So if you trust me enough to be buying from me, hopefully you trust me enough that that's the truth.
You've built a good relationship with the people, so I don't see that as being a problem. But again, to be continued in 2024.
Yes.
But our next, I was trying to have a nice little segue there. What if CGC really does turn it around, though, Joe?
Oh, what if they do? What if? Speaking of what if,
right there you go.
I see what you did there.
Boom.
Boom! What If is currently underway. As we mentioned a couple weeks ago, it's coming out one episode a day from Christmas to New Year. First couple episodes have been out. I've only seen the first one, but given that the first season was so good, I definitely can't wait to catch up on this season and continue watching the rest of the episodes. The general consensus that I've seen online is positive. Which, great. There's been a lot of negativity towards Marvel releases this year. So it's good to see, this one doing well.
I've seen the first 2 episodes actually, and I really wanted to see more. However, those first 2 episodes, I absolutely loved. What if Nebula became part of the Nova Corps, and what if Peter Quill fought the Avengers? And both of those were excellent. I loved both of those, especially the return of a lot of our actors, as lending their voices to this. Let us know what you think in the chat, what you guys are thinking about what if, because we're like, what if this kind of turns things around for Marvel, which I don't know if they need that much turning around. I think a lot of people are just tired of the same old story, so to say.
Yeah, they're in their rebuild phase right now. They're working up towards this big culmination in the multiverse saga in what were formerly and may still be titled Avengers Secret War and Avengers Kang Dynasty. The MCU built up over time during the first saga, and it's doing that again. And listen, there's a lot of good things on the horizon in my eyes. I hope so. Let's root for these projects and see if they do well.
Look, they've done it before. They took chances here with Phase 4, so we shall see. I think they still have the right people involved with this overall. Okay, speaking about the right people involved, Joe and I are obviously the most popular people on YouTube. As you know, we said this is the end of an era. So this is our next news story because it's about comic book canon. And Joe, try and make this as dramatic as possible.
We're closing comic book canon forever. This is the last show. Just kidding. That's absolutely not the case. But we've got some
some news. We're rebranding the channel. It will still be called Comic Book Canon, but with a whole brand new look. This is like an Easter egg. We're giving you a little, this is the new logo. Oh, yeah, it is on a t-shirt. We're going to talk about all of that right now. So let's do the big reveal, Joe, the big dramatic reveal of our new comic book canon logo. Oh, boy, Joe, you draw really fast.
Yeah, this was it took a couple tries. A couple times I messed up on a line or two, and I had to start over. So this I think was the third or fourth try. Finally got it, and yeah, it took about 20 seconds to do.
Joe, hand drawn, that's outstanding. And you've never taken an art class in your life. But
No.
let's take a closer look at this logo. That's right. This is the new canon logo right here. You got the big comic book, or the big cannon right there, the futuristic looking cannon, not the old ugly ass one from 1800s. You got the new comic book cannon in the word bubble as well. That is our absolute logo. And yeah, we got these t-shirts too. They are for sale. Get some comic book canon merch. You got, again, this is the comic book canon logo right there on the back. Then you got the Cannon Crew. This is a limited edition t-shirt, though, because underneath we are going to have, going forward, you're going to have that big logo right there as well. Let's take a look. Look at this handsome gentleman showing that off right there. You got the Cannon Crew with that beautiful logo right there. And then, big reveal, Joe. Big reveal, because, yeah,
this is a good one.
Cover here of the first comic book canon issue that has not even been written yet. But look at that. The big cannon right there. Comic book canon issue number 1. With Chet, Joe, and Jeff up there in the corner box. First spectacular issue. That is in poster form, but we also have a t-shirt of that as well. Obviously, you'll be hitting the red carpet just like this guy right here, showing off your canon gear. So much to say about this. All of those links, you got the links for 2 t-shirts down below. You got the link for the poster. Full disclosure, I started a lot of you know I started a brand, a comic book related brand called CNGO, Comic Nerds Geek Out. This is the hat, actually. This is my favorite item right there. CNGO will be producing the Canon merch, so we're very excited about that. I think I saw somebody asking if we're going to have some Chet paraphernalia, and that is yes. We are going to be designing a specific Chet t-shirt. That should happen in early 2024. Also, we're revamping our studios here. As you can see, I am in the middle of that process. New lighting, new TV. Gonna have some nice, wonderful collectibles back there as well. But this is a brand new refresh. It's gonna feel like a fresh new show with the same personalities. I mean, the people you know and love, like us. And we're gonna we got a lot of questions going on here, so maybe we'll hit that up when we do Ask Joe. I just practiced.
Jeff is in fact moving in with me. If you didn't see, Jeff, do you have the picture? Our holiday.
Turn it down, Joe.
Yeah. You dang kids. Do you have our holiday picture loaded?
I do not. I should have.
This guy didn't load our holiday picture. Not everyone has Instagram to see it. Come on, man. This guy.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, my phone's the camera too, right now.
How about this? How about I say hi to people in the chat? Oh, you can't do it.
No, I can't do that. No. I'm so sorry. Wait, did you text it to me? No, you did not.
I could.
Let's move on with the show, because
let's say hi to the good people in the chat.
Time out.
Oh.
Before we do that, actually, let's say hi to the good people in the chat. Maybe answer some of these questions. But yeah, go for it. All right, that's me, by the way. We got Mark Ledecker hoping that it comes in an XXXXXL. Those t-shirt sizes, it does not. It goes 3XL is the largest, by the way. The links are down below. We got Josh's Comics in the house saying that picture should be our Christmas card. Probably we'll have to wait till next year at this point. Oh, geez, the collector with outfit. When does the Canon G-string go up for order? You know what? You've given us a wonderful idea, because I cannot wait for Joe to model that. By the way, we forgot one model here too. By the way, Comic News with the sexy pose with his Canon T-shirt on right there. As you know, it's spelled Jeff. Anyways, moving on. Who else do we have? We got a full house. We got Nikita Kare. Yep, it is a poster. We got a Supreme Love. who has no interest in anything by Chet. We got Bond. Paul Bond. Good job.
By the way, I went to a concert with Paul Bond last night, and when we were checking in, they asked his name, and he went, Bond. Paul Bond. He did it.
He did it?
He did it.
Oh,
yeah. It was great.
We got Seat of the G back. I've been MIA for a couple months, taking a bit of a break. Hope everyone had a great holiday and happy. It's just great to see you, Seat of the G. Bottom tier collector did think that we were this was the last show of the year, so it worked, Joe. It worked using that little kind of tease right there.
Yeah.
We got Immortal Scruffy. Let's go, Cannon. We got a Supreme. I said a Supreme Love. Wow. Raw Dog Comics talking What If as well. Raising Elm Comics. We got, again, the Collector Without Fear. Brendan Riley. Josh's Comics, I already said that. Dr. Plagueis talking about Chet's new Vespa, of course. Who else? Wonderful people. By the way, like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We appreciate you guys so much. We got Mill Skills 1, 2, 3. That's a very good question, by the way, about the person who has those books in there. They know who it is, and I don't think much is going to happen with those books. Bronzeville Comics, aka Jim, in the house. Who else? Dan De La Torre, Nukes Comics. What's happening? Hot stuff. Spider Dude 71, aka Spider Dude Comics. Goonish, Lurker. Chris is, again, taking the hiatus from the show, moving on for now, taking care of family things. But we are here. Chet's here. Okay. Yes. By the way, that's gonna have something to do with this T-shirt that we're talking about. Who else? Have we missed anybody? I don't think we have.
We have a couple people jumped in while you were doing this. We got
West Coast Avengers, who was crucial in the whole CGC scam fiasco.
Yeah, he did a lot of talking on that.
The words we like to say are fiasco, right? Swagger House in the house. What's happening, hot stuff? Again, those links for Canon merch are down below. But Joe, we want to say that we appreciate you all so much, and we put out a call to action.
Yes,
to say what this community, not Joe and I, not this show, but the community means to you. In your words, wanted to see your face. We wanted to put a wonderful montage together, and that's what we came up with the people that did send some things in, and really appreciative of this. So we hope you enjoy this moment. Like, this is for real, the real deal. We talk a lot of fun stuff and make fun of people and all that good stuff, but this is the real deal. This is the genuine kind of thing that we appreciate from you all. So check it out.
What is going on, everybody? Real quick, just saying I am very thankful and appreciated that I found this wonderful community of comic collecting. I've gone through some troubled times this year, and this community has really brought me out and has helped me out along the way, and I've made some great friends along the way, and I'm looking forward to 2024, and I just want to say thank you all so much. I really appreciate it, and have a good one.
Hey guys, it's Dave with Spider Dude Comics. What does this community mean to me? It's a lot of fun, man. I really dig this stuff. This gave me a new purpose in life, and I really appreciate anyone that has done business with us. Thank you.
One of the things that I love the most about the comic book canon crew, about Jeff and Joe and Chris, is that week in and week out they try and represent the best of what we want this hobby to be, what made it enjoyable for us to pick up our first comic book, at whatever age that was, whether you were a kid or an adult. They try and make sure that their corner of the comic book community at large stays positive, stays fun, and reminds you why you like reading comics in the first place. And I'm looking forward to, whatever 2024 brings.
Greetings, Comic Book Canon. Goonish here. I just wanted to send a video out to everybody saying that I'm so appreciative of the community. Comic Book Canon, having a show almost every week has just been amazing. I just all the people that I've met, online friendships, love the community, love the energy. Can't wait for the next show. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas and have a happy new year. Goonish out.
Listen up, you comic book cavemen. I may crack wise and call you troglodytes, but let's be honest. Without you, this show would be about as exciting as a back issue of Betty and Veronica. You fuel the fire, you throw the tomatoes, you make this whole circus spin. So yeah, thanks for being the peanut gallery to my Shakespearean monologue.
What does this community mean to me? It means everything. It's family. You guys are family to me. I mean, we just celebrated the holidays, and I was sending out as many well wishes to this community as I did my own family. So you guys mean an awful lot to me. And now more than ever, I think we all kind of need each other. So I love and respect each and every one of you. And yes, even Peak Heel. For the Comic Book Canon Show, I'm Dan Delatorre. Happy New Year to all of you.
Thank you all you guys that have sent those wonderful messages in. We appreciate you as a community as well. We hope 2024 will be an amazing year for all of you, all of us, having a good time here every Sunday night. And I appreciate Mark Leneker for calling me out twice tonight on mistakes. It's a lot to produce this show every week, and I jammed this in all today. Oh, can I just say, oh, snap?
Oh,
stop it. No. Oh, snap. Look at all you guys with the flags and nukes. Come on. I love it, guys. This is fantastic. So yes, everybody who's chopping the onions. I didn't know it was getting that reaction. All right, that's great. All right, so we have this little segment called Ask Joe. So right now, y'all need to get those questions in. But before we do that, we're gonna you guys think about those questions while you watch this amazing piece of work here by a certain somebody named Nuke, who was on the hunt. And even though you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, sir, we are still going to show you're on the hunt. Dr. Plagueis will appreciate this because, again, he set the standard for on the hunt. Joe, kick it off. Say, roll the tape.
Roll the tape.
Yeah.
What's up, Comic Book Canon? It's Nuke from Nuke's Comics, and I'm on the hunt at my favorite LCS, Duncanville Bookstore. Looking at some of the keys here in the glass case. All the new issues. Lots of back issues. Long boxes for days. Great toy selection, wall-to-wall toys. There's some more back issues. Oh, hey, what's up, Spidey? Great idea. I'll look up some Spider-Man back issues. Look at all this 90s goodness. Do I have this one? Yeah. What about this one? Yep, got that one. This one looks interesting, but I have it. Wait, what's this? Slide. Gotta have it. Fresh from the comic shop. Nuke on the hunt. Peace.
Yo, I like this too because it connects into FFTCS, by the way. Nukes, thanks so much for taking it. Everybody take note. That's how it's done on the hunt. Let us know. Do not use any music we need to license. We don't have, we are the most popular channel on YouTube. However, we don't have the cash flow. Is that right, Joe? Because you've invested that in other places. Am I right?
Yeah. We're our marketing budget is a little bit over for the beginning of Q1 of 2024.
Results show because we are the
given
most
the rebrand.
Yeah. We don't have a few $100,000, cash flow to be able to get that Taylor Swift song that you want. So again, take note. That's how it's done. Nukes, great job. Dr. Plagueis setting the template. I will always give you credit on that. Okay, moving on here though. We do have some Ask Joes, and Ask Jeff, which warms the heart. Okay, here we go. We ready for this? Joe, zombie apocalypse. Pick one weapon, anything you want. Go!
All right, so we're going to pretend that I'm skilled at archery and say a bow and arrow. I just think that would just be a super cool, like that bit. Like, it's definitely not the most effective. It's nice because you can, it's not like you have to find ammunition. You can reuse arrows, and arrows honestly probably aren't too hard to make if you needed to. But it just would be cool. Like, I would just pick something cool because obviously I'm the hero of this story, so I'm going to last at least a couple seasons in the show or through a majority of the movie.
Oh, really?
So,
okay. So you're going for style points above like having something that's practical.
Yeah, I mean, I could like say a gun, or
Can we come back to this question? Because I have a great answer.
Go. What's your answer?
I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to get a full bodysuit of the brightest light ever created and invented. That's all it is created. It's just super bright light.
Like Dr. Light?
It's just whatever. Fine. Yes. We can use him as an example, the DC character, correct?
Okay, cool. Yes.
So that's the weapon I would use because I would be so bright they wouldn't know where to go or what to do. Do you like that? I don't care because I'm surviving.
Isn't it more like that's more like armor than it is?
It's not armor. It's just lights, super bright lights.
Yeah, but that's more. It's not a weapon, though.
It could be. It could be a weapon. You're blinding people,
right? I guess so.
Fine. Moving on. Josh's comics. Ask Joe, CBC, and Jeff too. Oh shit. We just cheated people out of something here.
What? Chet? New comic book day? Oh, we didn't do the song.
Last show of the year. Jesus.
All right. Do an abbreviated one. Ready? Half the time. Double time.
Ask Joe. All right. Sorry, everybody. We are not charging you extra. We'll actually discount you today. What comic-related gifts did you get for Christmas?
So I actually only got one, which honestly is probably good that I didn't get a lot of comic-related stuff because most comic books, like most people don't know what I want as far as comics, what I don't already have, so on and so forth. But I did get one gift, and it's actually in my Fresh from the Comic Shop from today. So we'll see it in a little bit. I'll follow up on that in 40 minutes or so.
Look at you. Okay, I'm excited to see that. I love this next question because it's for me. Ask Joe, CBC. This question is actually for Jeff. What did you think of the new Spider-Man game? Did you play it? I'm dying to play actually both of those games. I don't own a PS5. I'm not going to get a PS5. I got a, as my daughter says, this is adorable, a Nintendo Switch, not Nintendo, a Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Nintendo Switch. So I'm not, I can't buy the PS5. I'm sorry. I would love to play it, but let me know what you think. If you're playing it now or anybody in the chat, I know I would love it. I absolutely know I would love it. Joseph, ask Joe from a Supreme Low. As you know, I work in the cannabis business. Can you think of a golden age issue I should look out for on the subject? Ooh, that is a very good question.
Oh man, I'm assuming this. I'm assuming there's got to be a Seduction of the Innocent book that touches on it. There's certainly a lot like of Bronze Age and like Bronze and Copper indie stuff. With like High Times magazine was coming out then. I have to assume that there's some stuff from that era. But if you're looking for Golden Age, I would think check the list of Seduction of the Innocent books and see if any of them touch on. I'm sure there's some that touch on drug use. I know off the top of my head some that touch on drug use, but I don't know specifically about cannabis. So
here we go.
I'll have to take
Mark
a look.
Lineker.
There we go. There's one.
And he says it's famous. So maybe that's a dig at you that you should have known.
There we go.
All right. Thank you, Mark Lineker, as always, for that. We got Brendan Riley. This is great. This is great. Who has the greater sex appeal, the owl, Mole Man, or Doc Ock? I have an answer, but go ahead, Joe.
This is a tough one. I think that immediately I'm just nixing Mole Man, like clearly like the lowest sex appeal out of all three of these characters.
Ooh.
Now Doc Ock did seduce Aunt May, married Aunt May, and like as we know, in some universes, Aunt May looks like Marissa Tomei. So, you know, even pulling Sally Fields would be pretty good. But the owl is like kind of like a smooth. He's like smooth, you know what I mean? Like he's like got like a little bit of swagger to him.
He does dress nice.
He dresses nice. He's wealthy. He's established.
He's got an interesting hairstyle as well.
Yeah. It's certainly better than Doc Ock's bowl cut.
True.
So yeah, it's. I'm gonna go ahead with the owl on this one, just because I think the like the professionalism, the swagger, the rich old guy thing is more sex appeal than the like crazy genius guy with the dumb bowl cut. So I'm gonna go with the owl here.
But you're not thinking outside the box of what people may want, right? And Josh beat me to it. But I agree with this 100%. Doc could use his arms to do some kinky stuff.
There we go. Okay.
That's what I went to immediately. So Doc Ock, I think. All right. Joe. By the way, Brennan, great question. Joe, we got Nuke's Comics right here. Ask Joe CBC. In order to regain, I love this question, by the way. In order to regain or resist, do you ever see CGC and other grading companies forming a board of trustees to help oversee the grading industry?
Oh, I think it's regain respect. I think that was a typo there.
Yes,
but
right.
do you ever see CGC and other grading companies forming a board of trustees to help oversee the grade? That's interesting. I don't think that it like behooves CGC to do so because they're the the industry standard at this point. They're the most popular company. They're getting the most business. But I could see the smaller companies kind of banding together and doing something like that. Potentially to try to upset the market. Upset in not like make mad, but upset as in, toss up the market and, see what happens and see if they can kind of grab more of the more of the business there. That's a
very interesting question.
It's a good question. I don't see CGC being involved with that, like I said, but I certainly think there's, some potential there.
Yeah, I mean, this is not something that's ever going to probably be regulated in any way, and having it like that, structured like that, would be pretty. It would put a little bit more trust and belief in them too. But again, board of trustees can be corrupt in some ways as well. So
for sure. It would be interesting if this board of trustees had like two people from each grading company on it. That they could, make it more, consistent between the companies. Because as we know, companies like PGX is wildly inconsistent compared to, EGS and CGC and CBCS. There's for those of you who don't know, there's a company, I don't know of any of the other ones other than Halo. Halo does comic book grading only in Australia.
Interesting. Okay.
They're a company that exists in Australia, and it's very expensive, obviously, to send books to CGC from another country. Usually they don't even accept from a lot of countries. You actually have to send them to like a dealer facilitator in the States. That dealer sends it down to Florida to CGC, then back to the dealer facilitator, and then that dealer facilitator off to another country. So yeah, there are a lot more companies around the world. Halo is the only one that I know of that is well known. But yeah, I mean, they could all get in on things together.
That's a really great, again, like company, like where do like technology companies come up with standardizing pieces of tools like this? You know what I mean? Like, how does that work? But Mark, there has to be a way where they get together and be like, let's standardize this. Mark Lineker brings up a very good point as well. Stamps, coins, antiques, books have professional grading associations with standardization and licensing. Comics and cards should have the same thing. You're not going to have anybody disagree with you here. So, and it is the wild, wild west. It's kind of a joke, but there are good people in that field as well. Tony Trombetta is a perfect example of that. We praise EGS every chance we get because we believe in them and we believe in the people that they are putting that business out there for the community. So, again, that's Nukes. Great idea. That would be awesome. But we don't have any more kind of who knows. That'd be amazing, but who knows? Anyways, moving on. Goonish Lurkers asking you about your other hobby. You mentioned playing Magic a few times over the course of some episodes. What format do you prefer and what colors?
Okay, so I am primarily a limited Magic the Gathering player. There's two main formats and they branch off into other formats. There's constructed and limited. Constructed, you bring your own deck. You construct a deck, you tweak that deck, you play with that deck, and that's the game. There's a bunch of different formats ranging from vintage that uses, all cards in existence pretty much other than a few that are banned, all the way up to what's called standard, which is the last couple years of sets of Magic. Now, limited, which is what I play primarily, is you actually build your deck on the spot. So you go to a sealed tournament and open 6 packs and build a deck with that, or you go to a draft tournament, you sit down and you actually open packs and pass them around to the table, taking one card out at a time to build your deck. I prefer those formats a lot more because it's just something new every time. You're playing a different deck every week, every time you play. You don't, it's not just, whatever the best deck is in the format taking over and taking precedent. You come in with a clean slate every time, you build a deck and you utilize those skills, deck building skills on the spot right there. So you can't just look up a deck online, a deck list online that's been doing well in tournaments and use that. I prefer that much more. I used to play every format, like quite literally just about every format, because I used to play really competitively. And when you're going to all the big tournaments and big events and stuff like that, they're all different formats. So you have to play modern and legacy and vintage and pauper and standard and yada yada. I have kind of retired from constructed Magic, so now I play limited because it's more fun for me.
I was pretending like I was listening.
You were not.
What I'm going to end up doing is crashing your Magic the Gathering tournament or whatever every Wednesday. I know you do it.
No, Monday at 6:30.
Exactly. And I'm just going to come in, say we're best friends, and then ask the dumbest questions, making sure I get involved in the dumbest kind of conversations. And I'm going to be the guy that they kicked out, and that will make you look even worse.
Yeah, Monday 6:30 at Brave New Worlds in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania.
You got it. I'm there. I am there. All right. I think that's it for Ask Joe. For the last Ask Joe of 2023. Oh, by the way, is this true?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Wow.
I win sometimes.
Yo, Paul Bond has the smile. And if you don't remember a guy in the room like that, shame on you. All right. And with that ends Ask Joe for 2023 with this right here. Y'all know the number. Y'all love it. Ask Joe! 2023. Last Ask Joe! Well done. That was so good. That was the 2023 remix. We worked on that for the whole year. Okay. Right now, we have new comic day. Why am I yelling, Joe?
Because you're excited.
Very excited. We got Chet. Wait, time out. We do have one more question for Ask Joe. Hey, Joe?
Hey Joe.
Don't be afraid. Okay, moving on. Yes, last new comic book day picks of the week from. That's you're really. Last new comic book day picks of the week from our good friend and correspondent of the show, Chet. Please enjoy.
Wonderful people. It's your literary overlord, Chet G-Pot, dropping the final new comic book day bombs of the year. Prepare to have your feeble minds blown by narratives so complex they'll make your favorite holiday movie look like a crayon drawing by a drooling elf. First, Batman, the brave and the bold number 8. Guillaume March, the Michelangelo of Shadows, finishes his back to year one masterpiece. It's brutal. It's brilliant. It's the bat signal for a brain-tingling good time. Next, Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 14. Hobgoblin, Prowler, Gang War. This is superhero smackdown with extra cranberry sauce. Miles dives in, proving he's more than just a leftover Parker. Spoiler alert. Prowler plays both sides like a jingle bell. Finally, Duke number 1. Aliens, explosions, an American hero named Duke. Need I say more? Joshua Williamson and Tom Riley unleash a masterpiece, making your New Year's resolution to read more a breeze. There you have it, peasants. Your last new comic book day bounty before 2024. Go forth, buy, devour, and bask in my superior taste. If you don't get it, well, that's your lump of coal. Happy reading, comic caveman. Remember, these picks are hotter than Krampus' flame, so handle with care. Chet out.
Well done, Chet. He threw a hissy fit. He really did when we told him it was going to be the day after New Comic Book Day. So those came out yesterday. I still haven't made it to the shop yet, but I am excited for Duke. I got to address somebody called me out here, and it wasn't me, Brennan, who was singing "Hey Jude" to Hey Joe to Hey Jude. Joe started that. I continued it, but I would like to. I would, my favorite by Hendrix is "Bold as Love." So that's all.
I don't know any Jimi Hendrix songs.
And so you said, "Bold as Love." Give it a listen, buddy. Give it a listen.
I don't even know "Hey Joe," and that has my name in it. Apparently,
you sang "Hey Joe" to "Hey Jude."
No, I was singing "Hey Jude" because I know that song. I don't like the Beatles, but I know that song. I'm aware of it.
Okay, we have the last segment.
How dare you?
How dare you? It's
the Beatles are the most overrated band ever. Ha ha! Jeff kicked himself off. All right, so I'm here now.
Like this. Moving on. Our final segment of the year. One that you all love because you can win prizes and stuff. And I can never remember the name, Joe. I can never remember the damn name. I don't know. Are we breaking up?
What? I hope not. Aw.
You hurt my feelings.
We can't break up. We already took that great picture of me, you, and my dog.
I know. And we already sent it off to the printer for the cover.
And then someone forgot to upload it.
Hey, yo, it was past Christmas. Come on, man. It's still the holiday season. Be nice.
Forgot to upload it.
What are we doing next?
What are we doing next? We're doing Fresh from the Comic Shop!
Live from the Preston Salon. That's right. We ask you, the audience, to send in your fresh gets each and every week, and you never disappoint. You send these wonderful pictures of these wonderful books that you just got in your collection that could be 2 days old. They could be 30 years old. As long as they're new in your collection, we want to see them, and you could win a wonderful monthly prize from EGS and Spider Dude. That's right. So keep sending those books in. Keep hashtagging FFTCS. Keep tagging us in the picture, Comic Toby. You tagged us in the description. You're lucky we saw it. But yeah, we want to see all these books. You know, a lot of people submit a bunch each week, but we only take one per week. We look for certain criteria to move on to the semifinals, which you all vote for. And then you end up voting for the finals. And this month's book right here is this gorgeous Batman. The Adventures Continue, Season 3, number 4, courtesy of Spider Dude, and the slab is EGS. This slab is amazing because, as you can see, it's a custom slab. Nobody else does it like EGS. Nobody. You got the custom colorization right there. You got the Batman logo. You got the 9.8 in black because that's what they wanted. So it's a really beautiful looking slab right there. And the proprietary cases are wonderful to hold in the hands. I like them better than CGC. That is a fact. So what we look for here, before we move on, we have Goonish over Scruffy in the first semifinals of December. And we'll have Mark Lineker going up against somebody here. So Goonish is in the finals. Mark Lineker will battle this week. And then probably shortly after that, we'll have the finals to win that gorgeous book of the month. By the way, please like and subscribe. We just like when you do that. So again, we have 3 pieces of criteria that we use each and every week to move people on to the semifinals. Let's discuss this. Take a well-composed shot, right, Joe? We want this thing outside the box. Have it relate to the actual comic book. Have fun with the shot, but have it well lit. Have it in a nice looking area. Have it well composed as well. You got a bunch of people that do this well. Raising Elm he had so much fun thinking outside the box with everything. You got Brendan, a.k.a. The Collector Without Fear, does an amazing job as well. Nukes Comics, I like the depth of field he gets with his pictures too. So again, keep thinking about those, getting creative with the shots, having what location they are. We don't want to see 2 things we don't want to see: your dirty bed sheets or your bathtub. I mean, come on, get more creative than that. Joe, what's the second criteria that we use?
Second criteria is that we prefer these books to be unique in a way. Now, unique, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's worth $30,000.
That's true. It doesn't need to be $30,000.
It could be worth 30 cents for all we care. We just want to see something unique. Now, this could be an indie book. It could be something from eons ago. You know, the Golden Age. Mark Lineker does a great job of bringing things to the table that most people have not ever seen before. And speaking of, we're going to go over that during one of mine fresh from the comic shops, but let's save that for just a minute from now. But what I'm trying to say is pick something out that's special in some way. It could be a book with a double cover or a printing error or I hate to say it right now, given all the controversy, but a Mark Jeweler insert. No matter what, just something cool, unique that stands out from the rest of the pack.
Absolutely. And finally, what does it mean to you? Pull at our heartstrings. Tell us what it means to you. I mean, look, Supreme Love, I'm glad we're getting to this segment because I have Curry and Fries calling my name. You know, let's just say you were a med student or something like that, and you worked 24 hours straight. All you wanted to do on your break is eat curry and fries while reading your comic books. But of course, it's not that easy when you're a medical student, is it, Joe? I don't know. You've never done it before. What they do is they work 24 hours and they take a break and go to sleep. But you've been jonesing for those curry and fries, and that comic book. And what happens, Joe? You sit down at the desk, you open up that comic book. Next thing you know, the comic book that you know and love, which was what? It was like probably Amazing Spider-Man #1. Probably you would bring to work. I'm sure you would. Amazing Spider-Man #1. Next thing you know, you wake up in a puddle of curry and fries are all over that book. Ruined. But now, 30 years later, you have your own practice. And you're making crazy cash. And what do you do, Joe? What do you do?
You buy the book again.
You buy the book again. That is a great story right there. That's a great example. So keep that in mind. Give us a good story. So with that, Joe, should we just jump into it?
Jump into it. Let's go.
Jump into it. Didn't like crisscross jump. Yeah.
Jump around. Jump up.
Get down. Speaking of Mark Lineker, we're going to start with him right now. Look at this thing. This is unique, I would say, for sure. Ending the year with Venom Zero Platinum Edition, Italy from 1993. Still sealed with this 2 numero di telefono de mia nemici. Telephone numbers of my enemies, it says. I've seen both independently slabbed. Venom Zero was produced for the Italian market and contains Amazing Spider-Man 373 and 375, plus the first kill story, which ran as a backup in several Spider-Man annuals and served as a prologue to Venom 1. Ciao bello. Here's the back of that. Joe, this would absolutely be considered because it's unique. I've never heard of this. Have you?
Yeah, this is a great example. Foreign comics. There are just so many of them because a lot of countries, do print comics as they come out, or they do reprints, even sometimes years and decades later. I have dipped my toes a very little bit into collecting certain issues, certain favorite issues of mine, foreign editions, but I know a fraction of what a lot of other people in the community know.
So here's again, you're not eligible because you are in the semifinals, but that would be a book that is unique for sure. We got Comic Toby. What's that? I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, I just said for sure. Exodus, you did not miss the Grail unveil. That
by the way,
my...
we have to address this. I'm working on a graphic of a bracket that we will be presenting to you on the next Comic Book Canon show, which will be September. I'm sorry, Jesus.
September, bro.
January 7th. Goodness, and we will make sure to unveil the book of 2023 right there. So yes. And hello, Harm's Way, Chad. I don't know if that's a new person, but
that's Chad. I've been following him on Instagram forever.
Well, I'm a jerk then.
He's a good guy.
Moving on, we got Comic Toby, Tick Tick, SIKTC. Something is killing the children. Number 34, Trick or Treat variant edition. My favorite holiday. I love that he shows that during the holiday season right now. Joseph, what's your first fresh get of the week? By the way, I heard you have a banger.
Oh yeah. So my third fresh get that I'm going to show off. The last book of the show is going to be my biggest Grail pickup, not just of 2023. I said it was of 2023. This is my biggest Grail pickup ever.
What do you think, Canon Crew? You'll be the judge when he shows it to you. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, it gave you a thumb. Why did it give it thumbs down?
The Apple products do that now.
Oh, I don't like that. Oh, there we go. Thumbs up. There we go.
All right, hold on, Joe.
My first fresh get of the week.
Yeah, first. Balloons.
Oh my God. Can you just highlight me and stop fooling around?
Yeah, I got you.
This guy. First fresh get of the week. Really cool Golden Age book. I won this in a local auction, and I think I got it for quite a bit under what it is worth. This book has a lot going for it. That's, first appearances and stuff like that obviously are big things. But when there's smaller significances, key significances, when there's multiple of them, I think that's a really, really good indication that a book is an important one to have, a good buy. So I'm just going to show this really cool Golden Age book. This is The Killers #1, 1947, I think. Yeah, 1947. Now, this book has a bunch of things going for it. It's a Golden Age #1, first issue of a run. Those are always collectible. People like to grab those. Not only that, it's got some great cover content. We've got these characters. They're three killers supposedly on the cover here. Not only that, but this is an L.B. Cole cover, one of the most popular Golden Age artists. So there's two things already. It's a #1. It's an L.B. Cole cover. It's also a book that was used in Seduction of the Innocent. Actually says so on the label. CGC does very cool on the label. So yeah, it's got everything going for it. It's a #1. It's an L.B. Cole cover. It was used in Seduction of the Innocent. It is just like a trifecta of cool stuff. So when I saw this in the auction, I was like, you know what? That's one I'm gonna go for. And like I said, I think I got it for. There's not a lot of sales. It's just not a book that sells very often, so there's not a lot of sales data. But in my opinion, I got this for kind of a steal of a deal. So I'm very happy about that.
That's a great pickup right there. A lot going on. It's a piece of history. Absolute piece of history. So good job to you, sir. Moving on, we have good old. This is where is he?
Oh, Jeff has malfunctioned. Jeff.
Can you do a little bit more of that? Can you do a little bit more of that kind of, just while I look for this?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Remix, Comic Book Canon, remix.
There we go.
Is that good?
Matt Stadge. There it is, right there. I'm opening it up right now. Sorry, everybody. That was weird. That was weird. Yes. I did get another Turok number 1. Thank you for asking. We have Matt Stadge here. Here's a couple of pickups to finish off 2023. Very sharp copy of Captain America 100, and a low grade is better than no grade. Thanks to Joe for that right there. That Joe has that's a wonderful quote that you came up with. Candidate with Amazing Spider-Man number 5. I strategically put that ASM 9 in the background since it was overlooked last week on the show. I don't remember seeing that, Matt. I apologize, but I love this setup, Joe. I think this is a contender right here.
Yeah, beautiful. Not only that, but like 2 very cool Silver Age books. You know, first solo Cap title from the Silver Age when they changed the name from Tales of Suspense to Captain America at issue 100. First, I believe that's the first Doctor Doom outside of Fantastic Four. Early appearance for sure, and definitely his first meeting with Spidey as well. And it's a single-digit ASM book.
Yeah,
like that's Spider-Man's 6th appearance there. He's got the action figures. He's got the setup. Great content. I like it.
Yeah, very cool. Love it all right there. All that stuff. Good job, Matt Stadge. Next up, we have Comic Demon with a wonderful setup himself. Where is he? I'm sorry. Comics and metal go hand in horns. Great to add these to the horde. Have some books to read. He followed up with a bunch of other books, but right there is a Slayer comic book, which I was not familiar with at all. But as you can see, you got the demon part of Mr. Comic Demon right there. He's showing his face, and he's handsome, I would say, Joe, right?
Yeah, that's I actually have a couple of the Slayer books. I'm a fan myself of the 80s thrash metal band. That one, I don't think I've seen that one. I know Slayer, I think I have Slayer Relentless or Repentless number 1, 2, and 3. That was a mini series, but I don't think I've seen the one in hand. Very cool, and obviously the shirt and the mask. That's great.
It's a good setup, yeah. It definitely is. I mean, you know, I don't brag a lot, but I did work with Slayer too, and they what's his face? Carrie what's his face? You work
with Gogo Bordello, who I saw last night with Bond.
But fun fact about sorry. I was talking about myself. Go ahead, ready? With Bond.
Last night I saw Gogo Bordello with Bond.
Paul Bond. Yes, you did. Wonderful mustache on lead singer Gogo Bordello. But yeah, what's his face? Loved Jägermeister. He drank a whole bottle himself during that session. Hey, it's about me right now, though, Joe. Right? It's about me. And here is my first fresh get of the week. Saw a nice deal. A lot of people crap on Midtown Comics, but found these. I think they were like 75% off. And I was like, I'm going to pick all these up. So I picked up another issue of Void Rivals, number 1. You like that?
Wow.
Joe?
Surprising.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh,
another issue too.
What's
wait.
that? Oh,
there's another issue here too.
This guy.
Joe, another issue here. Joe, another issue here.
How were those for cover price? Did you have to pay up a little bit?
75% off.
Oh, 75% off of cover price?
That's what I said, Joe. You never listened to me. That's why we're about to break up.
Oh God, my knee itched a little bit, so I was attending to that.
Right, because the knee bone is connected to the ear bone. I get what you're saying right there. Okay, moving on though. Who do we have? We got Justin, aka Raising Elm Comics. Boom! Always brings the heat. Howdy, comic fan. My last fresh get for 2023 is actually not for me, but is instead a Christmas present for a close friend of mine. My best friend of 20 plus years, just a huge super mega fan of the Creep Show series. Joe, you probably are familiar with that. Mm-hmm. So I had to pick him up a copy of the newly released Creep Show Holiday Special 2023. A little CP for the PC. Oh, that was well done. I'm always about spreading Christmas fear. I mean Christmas cheer. Cue the evil laughter. Much love, comic fam. Until next year. Justin, we appreciate you so much. Yeah, we truly do. Next up, we got good old Mike Hags. I like what's going on here. I don't know why I just sounded like that. Rocking with this Punisher Holiday Special Issue 2. We get 3 stories of Frank hating Christmas for obvious reasons, like his family being murdered and his unit in Nam wanted a tree, and while he was getting them one from base, they all got slaughtered. Frank is a little resentful. Another beautiful black and red cover by one of my all-time favorites, Bill Sienkiewicz. That's a gorgeous cover, by the way. And I had to throw in a splash page Sunday for my guy. I didn't take that splash page down. I'm sorry. But yes, Merry Christmas to all you fine folks out here. Much love and well wishes to you all. Hope you have a safe and awesome Christmas Eve. So obviously this was sent on Christmas Eve. Very well done, sir. Very well done. Joseph, your second fresh get of the week. What do you have?
All right, so this one's got some serious connection to comic book canon, because this is actually a book that someone showed off on Comic Book Canon.
By the way, oops, did not mean to kick you off. Did not mean to kick you off. Why am I having problems here? I do want to mention that this is Josh's Comics 01. This is his 1-year anniversary of the canon.
How do you know that?
He said so. Josh, please confirm. Thank you very much. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I was saying was this is a comic book canon related book, because I would not know about this book if it hadn't been posted as a fresh from the comic shop.
Damn, no, you did not.
Oh, I did.
You beat me.
Listen, the best part about this is not only did I get this book that Mark Leneker showed off, but I was actually gifted this book as a Christmas present from Paul Bond.
Oh, man.
Boom.
Oh, congratulations.
Number 1.
I love that book. I love that cover.
Huge thank you to Paul Bond for gifting this to me. Huge thank you to Mark Leneker for letting us all know about this super awesome Bronze Age horror cover. Bronze? Yeah, I guess early bronze, maybe late silver. And big thanks to Jeff for not beating me to it.
Damn you. I've been looking for that nonstop. Mark Leneker.
So stoked. Right in the personal collection. Yeah, for sure.
Great pickup. I love, let's just one more time, please. Can we see just the goodness of that cover? Oh, God, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. Steve Ditko, huh? Love it. Absolutely love it, love it, love it. All right. Moving on. Okay. Who do we have? Oh, we got, speaking of Josh's comics, look at this. I could have said it right here, but instead I had to interrupt you. Absolutely. That's rude on my part, Joe, and I apologize.
Yeah,
I know we're not getting along today, but I just want to say I apologize. And y'all heard it. Josh's Comics 01. Batman, The Long Halloween #3. Cover art by Tim Sale featuring the Joker. Continuing the long Halloween tradition. We have issue 3 featuring a great Joker cover for Christmas. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone. The community has been an amazing experience in my life, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Hope everyone enjoys this as I don't think I posted. I must have missed that. Probably as my fresh from the comic shop. Josh, again, very well done. This guy is not eligible either. He's going to be in the running for 2023 Book of the Year. But well done, Joshua. Well done. Next up, Nukes Comics, and it connects to the On the Hunt.
Nice.
I just burped. Look at that. That's called Death of Field, everybody. Fresh from the comic shop, Amazing Spider-Man 272. Who is this new speedy criminal? Slide. What is his motive to rob a bank? How can Spidey stop him if his webs are useless against him? A cool 2-panel cover by Ron Frenz and interior art by Sal Buscema. Will we see this former Thunderbolt member in the MCU? Who says run-fills can't be fun-filled? Yo, that is really good right there. That's up there with low grade is better than no grade, as Joe always says. I picked this up from from DBS. Happy New Year. I love Ron Frenz, I have to say. I really love Ron Frenz's artwork. Just harkens back to Kirby times.
Fun fact about that book, when I first got like a little bit more serious into comic books in my young adult life, I was probably 19 or 20 or so. And it was the first time I was really buying a lot of like back issues, key issues, and stuff like that. I bought a bunch of copies of that book. Like I kept finding it places for, find it a $1 bin, $3, $5. And I just kept buying it. I was like, first appearance of Slide. Like, yeah, cool. And I don't know why, but that memory sticks in my brain. It's the things that we remember, such a dumb, random Spider-Man villain. Yeah, I didn't even know that he was part of the Thunderbolts ever.
I had no idea either.
Now I do. But yeah, just a cool like Copper Age, maybe even late Bronze ASM book.
Yeah, no, it's that's
Copper
late
Age. 80s
for sure.
Yeah, Copper Age.
Great pickup there. Great pickup. All right, my second fresh get of the week.
Woo!
Joe, I went to Midtown and I got some Void Rivals books. So I believe this is the 4th printing of Void Rivals.
So how many, including all the printings and variant covers, how many Void Rival #1s do you think you have?
I don't know.
Is it more than 30?
No. It's probably no more than 10.
What? You just showed like 7 of them on the show.
Trust me, I'm not one to buy 30 books of something. Don't give me that. Are you sure? Look,
it's more than 10. It's more than 10.
Are you sure? That's the look you're giving me. No,
sure about that?
Huh?
You sure about that?
You know what? Stop. We need to move on. We have other people here. Jesus, you are so something.
I'm stoked to show off this Grail. So that's
right.
That's all I'm caring about right now.
We got Scruffy Comics 69. This one. Right?
Oh, yeah.
My 2023 goal was to try and collect as many of the Marvel hip hop variant covers. Because of that, this photo is inspired by the 50th celebration of hip hop music. I don't know if most people know, but know this, but hip hop music and comic books have a lot in common. Both started out as a fad to most people, and now they're both super popular among everyone. They both do a lot for pop culture. There are so many hip hop artists that grow up on comics. That's a fact. Some even see themselves as comic book characters, like Eminem as Superman, Busta Rhymes as the Hulk, even a DJ who calls himself Green Lantern, or even Grandmaster Flash, and so many more. That's why I love hip hop and comics. I really hope Marvel does this again. And happy holidays to everyone at the Canon. Have a great new year. Scruffy, this right here is an outstanding submission. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Do you love it?
I love it a lot. I have to say, one of my favorite issues is one that you've given me, actually. Amazing Spider-Man #1. It is the Tribe Called Quest hip hop variant, and I love that thing. I'm putting that actually. Shoot, I forgot to do something for my fresh from the comic shops, but that'll come up next. Anyways, yes. So that's that.
Good story.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Next up, we have Into Oblivion. Not quite a comic book, but it's comic book related. Guess what I got for Christmas? Invinci fans. Gotta love that. Invincible 133, the Youngblood #1 homage. I actually thought this was Youngblood #1, and that's how I responded to him in the chat. But it's good to see your face. We love seeing all y'all's faces. All y'all's. Joseph. Actually, yeah. I should probably go first because you have the Grail of Grails.
You go first, yeah.
Okay. So I stopped by Midtown and I got 75% off Void Rivals. So that's yet another 3rd printing right there. And this is the 2nd printing of issue #2.
That's a cool cover. I like the pink.
Yeah, this is his first cover appearance, this character right here.
Oh, Schlingbop.
An interesting one right here. But I also want to share with you, we had Dan on as a guest from Crafty Comics, and I am going to be putting that Amazing Spider-Man #1 in one of these Crafty Comics that'll go on my wall right there. Because those are 2 of my favorite things, Spider-Man and A Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe Called Spider-Man.
Just got to put it all together. That's what I had to say. So obviously my last fresh get will totally destroy yours. But before we get to that, we have one more audience members fresh get, and that's Nori Jordan with Thunderbolts, right, Joe?
I think you're playing me.
Oh, am I?
Not. That.
Ah!
Let's see it.
No, it's not Thunderbolts. This week, I was happy to get another fun book back into my collection. When I got back into collecting after my 20-year break, I was pretty clueless about what books were valuable and popular. So clueless that I remember passing by a New Avengers #1 in a dollar bin. I was able to add this book into my collection by getting I think it means Young Avengers #1. I was able to add this book into my collection by getting a CGC 9.8. I honestly don't know a lot about the series, but I like how they are slowly being introduced to the MCU, and the actress who plays Kate Bishop is hot. Take care, everyone, and have a great new year. This series I really, really enjoyed. I don't remember who wrote it, but what's-his-face drew it. I don't remember who drew it either. God. I really enjoyed
that what's-his-face guy.
I really enjoyed.
Didn't Bendis write that run?
I think it was Bendis, and
Bendis wrote that run.
Anyways, it's a great series, really good series. The whole 12-issue run, I really enjoyed it. So
yeah.
All right. So Joe, we have some deciding to do, but before that, you got something to share. Make it dramatic, buddy, please.
I do. This is a book I've quite literally wanted for pretty much the entire time that I've collected, back issues, key issues, graded comics. This is a book I've always wanted, and I've had copies of it that weren't this. I gotta take it out of the bag. We gotta show this in all its glory.
By the way, can I just say something, Joe?
Yeah.
I know what this is, and you're like, you don't know what this is. I know what it is.
You keep saying it's NFL Super Pro #1.
That was a joke. I know exactly what it is. Can I sing a song?
If you want to.
Time will take her home away from her. Never mind. Go ahead.
Was that like Pearl Jam or something?
It's in the same vein.
Okay. Anyway, this is a book that I'm so stoked to have. Like, I've spent probably a full hour looking at it since it arrived in the mail yesterday. I don't even know what to say. I'm just gonna show it. I've had it in other grades, but this is the one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first printing. Crow #1, 9.8.
And I would like to point out, too, by the way, Exodus Comics got my singing right there, as well as Millskills.
Stone Temple Pilots. What does that mean?
Correct. Excuse me?
What does that have to do with this book?
The Crow, the movie, it was part of the soundtrack.
That song was?
Yes.
I know that song. I was joking when I asked if that was Pearl Jam, but I don't remember that song being in the soundtrack, and I've seen the movie 3 times this year. That's wild.
Okay. Other people have vouched for me.
Other people. Yeah.
Seriously though, that's a big. You got your major grail, right? You got it.
I already have a second printing 9.8, which there's only 3 second printings on the census. There's 65 first printings. Now I need the third printing in a 9.8, and there's only 2 of those on the census.
Wow.
So
Get it. It's a beautiful looking book. 9.8. Yeah. Congratulations on that, Joe. That's insane. By the way, I am curious to know what Josh thought this was.
I thought it was the Giant Size X-Men or an ASM, Amazing Fantasy 15, because those are like the other 2 big grails, and then Chamber of Chills 19 would be like the round out the 4 biggest grails that I'm looking for, and Tech 27, but that's unobtainable.
Who knows?
The other ones are obtainable books. Tech 27, I will very likely never spend over $100,000 on the comic. So,
Joe, here's the deal: we are the most popular YouTube show out there. We bring in a lot of money. Granted, you put a lot of that towards the marketing, which is the reason we're the most popular. But you may cut yourself a bonus here and get a Detective Comics number 27.
I wish I could, but I don't think so.
We're not here to talk about that, though. We're very happy to see that Grail right there. And again, congratulations on that. That's outstanding. You were super psyched to get that. But somebody's super psyched here to know who will be the final semifinalists of 2023. Going up against Goonish Lurker to have the privilege of going up against Mark Lineker. There are a few books here that really stood out, and Joe and I, we do like a few. Let's go Matt Stadge right here.
Yeah, Matt Stadge was definitely a standout for me. I think that was the first thing we showed too. So that kicked us off to a really good start. Love the setup. Love that it's two, pretty monumental books, and the two, leading characters there hanging out in the foreground as figures. And
I love it. Yeah,
I love that you can kind of catch a glimpse of some other. I see a first Beta Ray Bill, first Venom, Wolverine 1, and a first Electro behind.
So yeah, Matt, this is outstanding. Good work on that. Who else do we have here? Let's go Comic Demon, shall we?
That's another one that I thought was a standout. Absolutely.
I agree too. Comic Demon, I'm not sure is eligible, but even with that said, I don't know if this makes the final cut, to be honest. I think it's a great job right there. I think Comic Demon has shown us this face before. It's good, though. It definitely stands out for sure.
Yeah, I love that. Very cool. Cool book, cool tie to something outside of comics. That's always, makes something a little bit more unique.
And as Comic Demon says, metal and comics are a great mix, and I agree with that. So, but here we go. Here we have another one right here, and that's Scruffy Comics. I mean, this is outstanding. And Joe, so we have these three right here, and we both agree on these three. I don't know though if we both agree on the one that should move on to the semifinals. I'm leaning I'm leaning way more towards one than the other.
I am as well. I'm leaning personally towards Scruffy here.
Jeez, I am as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this was just again relating, very similar to Demons, relating to something outside of comic books,
right?
But just the whole setup of this picture really takes the cake. The 50th anniversary of the recognition of hip hop. These being hip hop variant covers that are spelling out 50. I love it. I love it. So cool, and so cool that Scruffy was able to, collect so many of these, because there are there's over 100 different hip hop variant covers.
I mean, he's got piles on top of the 50 right there. So this is so well done, Scruffy. And it's interesting because Scruffy went up against Goonish with the Meteor Man submission.
Yeah, recently. That was last month, right?
No, this month. Yeah. So Scruffy's making the semifinals twice here. So congratulations, Scruffy. You are moving on to the final semifinals of 2023, going up against Mark Lineker to go up against Goonish in the finals. Damn, that show went by quick.
Oh, wait a second. So Goonish is in the finals after beating Scruffy earlier this month. So Scruffy, if Scruffy ascends to the finals, it's kind of like a rematch.
No, it is a rematch.
That's cool. I like that.
It's no doubt. We've never had that before either. That's well said, Joe. Very excited for that. Very happy to be able to share this 2023 with all of you all. This has been an up and down year for a lot of us. For me personally, I've talked about some things I deal with internally with my mental health and things like that. And this show has kind of been a tentpole in helping me get through those types of things. I know a lot of you deal with similar things, and we're happy we can be here for you. We're happy that you're here for us. Again, we truly appreciate you. We want you to have the best New Year's. We want you to have the best 2024. We want to be there with you. We will be there with you. Fresh rebrand of the show. It'll feel like a fresh show with the same people. Buy merch now. Links are down below for the t-shirt and be part of the Canon crew. But again, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Share this show. We love doing this show every Sunday night. again, I say this almost every week, how much I appreciate you. I know Joe feels the same way and expresses it, but it's true. And it's a lot of work to do the show, but it's so worth it. And for this, you know what I mean? To hang out with you guys on nights like this. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching this channel since back in 2021. Maybe even, I might have even started in 20. No, I think it was 2021 that I first caught wind of this channel. And, you know, I was a guest in 2021, 2022, and 2023. I now get to be part of the show. Very cool. You know, Jeff, thank you for having me, and shout out to Chris, co-founder of Comic Book Canon, who, you know, like we have been saying, doing some family stuff, doing some personal life stuff right now, but certainly is always part of the show as a founder, and definitely will be back to hang at some point. But yeah, just every week, like, I look forward to this. This is something that's just super fun to do on a Sunday night. Well, today's Thursday, but typically on a Sunday night before the work week kicks back in, you know, sometimes after getting back from conventions. Just a great way to kind of catch up on the news, hang out, chat a little bit, and, you know, talk about some cool stuff. And, you know, the fact that I get to show off like freaking awesome pickups like this, like, that's one of the things I love about the community is everyone's showing their stuff off and fresh from the comic shop. And that's certainly, that is the segment that I think makes this channel particularly stand out from other YouTube channels. And that's why I was immediately drawn here as a viewer initially. And that is why, you know, I've grown to become part of the gang.
Yeah, it's a great community. And I like what Brendan Riley said. We appreciate you talking about us as a channel. We do like to keep it positive. We do like to stay out of the negative. We do like to not deal with the bullshit in like the stuff that so we keep it light. We have fun. We're very tongue in cheek, even though we are the most popular YouTube channel out there. And we appreciate all of you guys for that. And Joe being smart enough to push that marketing, that budget money into the marketing of the show. So right. Very smart. But again, I don't know. Like, I think a perfect way to end tonight's show would be with your words. Let's just roll that video package again, where it's just appreciation for the community.
What video package?
Oh my God. Were you sleeping when we had the
the one that we ran earlier?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Have a great New Year's, everyone. I will be live for my last claim sale of the year tomorrow night. So come hang out on Instagram if you feel like doing that tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm gonna relax over the weekend, spend some time with some family, hanging with my dad and grandma Saturday. My nephew's in town as well. And yeah, looking forward to hopping right into 2024 with some awesome vibes and you know, continuing to grow as a community.
Absolutely. It was a good year of growth. Let's continue on with that growth, the positivity, and just bonding and having fun with one another. So again, have a safe, happy New Year's. Be good to yourself, and please be good to others. Until next show, which will be in 2024, January 7th, we leave you with this.
What is going on, everybody? Real quick, just saying I am very thankful and appreciated that I found this wonderful community of comic collecting. I've gone through some troubled times this year, and this community has really brought me out and has helped me out along the way, and I've made some great friends along the way, and I'm looking forward to 2024, and I just want to say thank you all so much. I really appreciate it, and have a good one.
Hey guys, this is Dave with Spider Dude Comics. What does this community mean to me? It's a lot of fun, man. I really dig this stuff. This gave me a new purpose in life, and I really appreciate anyone that has done business with us. Thank you.
One of the things that I love the most about the Comic Book Canon crew, about you know, Jeff and Joe and Chris, is that week in and week out, they try and represent the best of what we want this hobby to be. what made it enjoyable for us to pick up our first comic book, you know, at whatever age that was, whether you were a kid or an adult. They try and make sure that their corner of the comic book community at large stays positive, stays fun, and reminds you why you like reading comics in the first place. And I'm looking forward to, you know, whatever 2024 brings.
Greetings, Comic Book Canon. Goonish here. I just wanted to send a video out to everybody saying that I'm so appreciative of the community. Comic Book Canon, having a show almost every week has just been amazing. All the people that I've met, online friendships, love the community, love the energy. Can't wait for the next show. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas and have a happy new year. Goonish out.
Listen up, you comic book cavemen. I may crack wise and call you troglodytes, but let's be honest. Without you, this show would be about as exciting as a back issue of Betty Veronica. You fuel the fire, you throw the tomatoes, you make this whole circus spin. So yeah, thanks for being the peanut gallery to my Shakespearean monologue.
What does this community mean to me? It means everything. It's family. You guys are family to me. I mean, we just celebrated the holidays, and I was sending out as many well wishes to this community as I did my own family. So you guys mean an awful lot to me. And now more than ever, I think we all kind of need each other. So I love and respect each and every one of you. And yes, even Pete Keel. For the Comic Book Canon Show, I'm Dan Delatorre. Happy New Year to all of you.